Alright, this is a weekly reading for Cancer the Crab. Your playlist song for the week is going to be Nirvana Come As You Are. There's also some more listed down below in the description if you're interested. So, I did, however, channel some things. While I was doing yoga, I was channeling a lot of unclear messages. Sometimes I meditate and I do yoga. But, yeah, usually when I do yoga, I'm not really focused on channeling. I almost sneezed. Um, but, yeah, I was getting a lot of different things this week. So, Anyway, so I'm going to give you those channeled messages after the reading. And also the clearer ones I got, which are very interesting and are kind of answering a question for you, which I find is interesting enough. But I feel like it's trying to guide you somewhere. But anyway, let's see. We have the first card, which is going to be you right now, which is strength. Strength is courage and strength, inner strength, if it needs to be like, to that point. But it's a Leo energy. Okay, so you might be in your Leo energy, you might kind of be in a summer energy. I don't know, maybe you're prideful, maybe you're kind of successful in some way, and you're kind of, giving off that Leo energy. Or you might have Leo in your chart somewhere that's really coming out this week. Some people have it in their Mars, and Mars is kind of floating around, but yeah, let's see. We have control of situation, bravery, unwavering attention to a quest, ability to overcome temptation, physical strength, mind over matter, matter over mind. A Herculean effort for a personal end or for the sake of the world at large. So you could be working on a project, you might be working on a charity, you might be working on something that puts your energy into your community, which is totally fine. It's awesome. Okay? So you might be doing a lot of awesome things, or, stuff in your community that seems to be helping the community. That's kind of what I'm getting. Alright, so number 2, the week's theme is going to be the Temperance. It's a Sagittarius energy. It also talks about peace and happiness. So for the week at large for you, there's going to be moderation, temperance, what comes with compromise and compatibility, a mixing of things in alchemy, an inability to recognize and analyze, no excessive tendencies, maintaining a good image, possibly being too temperate. Let's see, the past, present, and future coming into focus. So there might be kind of like you're either looking at something in your personal life, relationships, or career, and you're thinking about, do I want to do this the rest of my life? Where do I want to be in 10, 15, 20 years? Do I want this, or do I want something else? Do I want to have this relationship, this house, this feeling, this uncertainty, that type of thing. It's what we call in the South as coming to Jesus party. But you could be going through a lot. One person's telling you one part of advice, another person's telling you a different advice. It could just be scrambling your brain, and I wouldn't listen to anybody but yourself, because it's your life and you can do as you please. But within reason, okay? But you need to find out who you are and what you want, okay? So, let's see. Number 3, we have the challenge of the week. It's represented by the mist. So we have Aquarius and Mercury. So let's see. 6 of Swords in reverse is what the mist is representing. So strife and logic. So stagnation, a difficulty without end, a public confession, an unwanted, unwarranted proposal, a declaration. So there's going to be something that you're dealing with and you kind of need to come to a conclusion on. If you're an influencer, it's going to be a public announcement. If it's a personal thing, you're going to have to tell your family and friends about it. If it's on the level of sexuality, you might be coming out. It's a lot of things. It could be a very, monumental occasion. A lot of things that have been bothering you. It could be that you feel like you have depression, or you feel like you're not living life to the fullest, or that you're not happy, or there's a lot to unpack here. And I feel like it's all coming in one small little package that you just have to open and give to other people. But it's a moment of truth. It's you finding out who you are, and everybody's going to have to deal with that. Because, it's your life, like I said before. So, number 4, we have Lesson to Remember, which is the Death card. I'm going to switch it around so it's in reverse, because I don't feel like this issue's over, per se. So, it's a life-changing decision in reverse. So, there's Scorpio energy. So complete lack of change, standing still to the point of stagnation, possibly stroll through life. So small and partial change with the proper surrounding cards, a close call, and an accident. So there's a lot going on here. You don't know which way to go. You could be at a crossroads in your life. Whereas before, when you met a crossroads, you kind of kept going for the same direction, or the same person, people, and things that you already knew about. There might be something that you want to do, or something that you feel like you need to get off your chest, or something to that effect. But you seem to not be forthcoming with information, so it could be very confusing to other people. Why you're not happy, why you're not going through milestones, why you're not being productive in certain ways that you were before. So there could be a change in your attitude, mood, or just productivity in general. So we have number 5. Number 5 is lesson. So silent. Okay, silence is going to be represented by the 8 of Cups, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be in reverse. So Pisces and Saturn. So deep truth needs to come out, but it's being blocked. So love, family, and relationships. So happiness, feasting, striving for a goal. So it's kind of like close but no cigar, like you're striving, but it seems to be a block here. So no matter how close you get to it, it seems to go further away. And this is where the strange message came out while I was channeling my cards too. So watch out for danger from water. Avoid voyages at sea. Also be wary of gossip, scandal, and treacherous friends. May indicate death in your group of friends or family members. So with this, I was just like, this is crazy. And it came out when the 8 of Cups came out of my deck right before I went to yoga, because, I do yoga sometimes. But, I was like, this has never happened where I get a good card, but I get a channeling that's totally, like, almost like a death threat, almost. So I think somebody was threatening you. Could be an ex, it could be a karmic, it could be, um, somebody that just doesn't like you. Like, I feel like it's a big deal, okay? And I feel like they're targeting your family, and you might not know the clause to it, but I would be very wary of it, and I would kind of try to take precautions, alright? Because I feel like your family already knows this person as a friendly being, but I feel like there might be some other intentions here, which could be very dark, okay? So be very careful. There's gonna be some craziness going down, okay? So just be careful. So number 6, we have the gift that you will receive this week, which is the Judgment card, which is also the Awakening card, which is cool. So there's going to be 2 outcomes, Fire and Pluto. It could be 2 good ones, 2 bad ones, or 1 good and 1 bad, okay, to balance it out. So we have Calling and Destiny, confessing all sins, accounting for deeds and thoughts, new life, possibly a betterment of oneself, reward the spiritual self, warming of somebody's unfair advantage, outcome of a conflict, consideration for actions. So there is something that is going to change your entire mind about your life, or it's going to change your perception on somebody else. Okay, so it's just going to be like, you're going along, something happens, you hear about it. You might be the last to hear about it, you might be the first one to hear about it. But it's to the point of, it changes your perspective on something or someone. Okay, so that's the thing. And let's see. 2 sides of a coin, a currency of managing a relationship or a crisis. And then we have the second one, which I channeled, was requiring some investment today of self-reflection. Forgive yourself for security and sincerity, entire wholeheartedly. You'll wind up in a place of success and enthusiastic balance and quiet. So there's a point where you kind of have to do some self-reflection. I feel like some people fake the fact that they do self-reflection, but if you don't do shadow work, you're not going to do light work well, and it's going to show that you're not being sincere. So we have a time of emotional overload in which the emotions seem to die out completely, shock. Also a time in which the objective awareness strongly dominates the subject of the awareness. So it could be you or somebody else. So there's a point where, since you weren't learning spiritual lessons, or you weren't learning about the fact that you may have hurt people in time, or you may have done something in the past that you didn't really take karma for, it's all going to come back. And it's all going to come back in the worst way. It's going to come back as somebody getting hurt, killed, taken hostage, a karmic coming back and causing harm to somebody. But there's somebody here that's like, really, like, I don't know what to say, that they might be jealous of your situation. It's going to be a karmic. It's going to be like a side chick or a side dude. It's going to happen in the worst possible spot when you're vulnerable. So just be aware of your surroundings and where you're at, okay? Anything can happen. I would, however, do your spiritual work as well as your emotional work, because I feel like it's playing with your self-esteem and stuff like that. You might have led somebody on thinking that you weren't doing any harm, and then they take it personally, okay? You could have hurt a lot of people, okay, without really knowing about it, you know, and I feel like one of these people kind of thought that the relationship you had with them was more than it was. Okay, you might have led them on, but it's gonna come to your attention probably in the worst way possible. But just be aware of that. You know, I told you so. But just be aware. This person's desperate, so just remember that. I don't know. I keep getting a name and I'm not really too sure. It's like a Stacy, it's a Tiffany, Tracy Morgan, Tracy Morgan. But it's, you know, it's really like a lot of names. And I feel like these people are unstable. Okay, so just be aware of that. They might kind of be under the impression it was one way when it was another. Okay? Anyway, like I always say, life is a journey, especially when other things or obstacles present themselves. Alright? So we have joy, earth, and positive change. So I feel like this will kind of be an eye-opener when this event happens, about not to play with people's hearts, not to play with people's emotions and mental disabilities and stuff, because I feel like somebody is going to come to you and it's going to be in desperation, okay? Whatever the case is, I don't feel like they're stable, and I don't think that they would forgive the matter as quickly as you would if you were put in the same situation. So that's why I kind of want to limit my interaction with people to the point of they know who I am, just because they get an emotional connection, which is kind of hard to understand, okay? And it could be how you look, it could be how you speak to people, or it could be just you overall as a person. You're nice to everybody, so they take it as something else. Take it as flirting, they take it as there's some interest there, or whatever the case is. But I feel like it was innocent and they're taking it as something else. Alright, so just be aware. Anyway, Cancer, hopefully this helps you out in some way, shape, or form. Hopefully it's not on any extreme levels, like somebody has a gun or something, but I would be very careful. And hopefully you didn't piss anybody off that kind of owns a gun, because, you know, I'm kind of seeing, like, some strange things happening that are on the level of, like, almost like a hostage negotiation. So hopefully everything goes well. Alright, so just be careful. Anyway, hopefully you like this. I don't mean to be sadistic, it just sounds really funny. If you like this to any degree, that's fine, but you must understand whatever you plant is going to grow into something much bigger than what you assume. That's why I called this week the Garden Week, because when I was reading my cards and channeling them, I was getting a lot of different things, alright, and it went from what it started out as to what it became, okay, so anyway, I will see you in the next reading, alright? Later.